Welcome back. I'm Amar Pratap Singh. You're joining us on Newsx. Let's get started with the headlines this hour.
होश खो देते हैं, लेकिन आपने जोश भी रखा, होश भी रखा और सूझबूझ के साथ दुश्मनों के ठिकानों को आपने बर्बाद.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh arrives in Srinagar for a short visit during which he interacts with army personnel and officers. India provides evidence to UNSC 1269 Sanctions Committee to designate LET proxy, the resistance front, as a terrorist organization. As per Make My Trip, flight bookings to Turkey and Azerbaijan dropped by 60% in 1 week. Cancellation surged to 250%. Meanwhile, boycott Turkey and Azerbaijan trends on social media with over 21,000 posts on social media platform X. Two terrorists have been neutralized in Tral, Pulwama and Jammu and Kashmir during an encounter between security forces and terrorists. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauds armed forces for successful Operation Black Forest, eliminating 31 Maoists in Bijapur. Prime Minister of Pakistan Shehbaz Sharif copies Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the Ratanpur Air Base in Punjab. Sharif makes a visit to the Paloura cantonment in Sialkot. US President Donald Trump and his Russian counterpart Putin will not be attending the first direct peace talks between Moscow and Kyiv in 3 years. And making a start with our big focus after delivering a hard-hitting address at the 15 Corps headquarters in Srinagar, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is currently meeting and interacting with Jawans at the Badami Bagh cantonment. Ashik Mir is joining us with the very latest on this story. Ashik, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh paying a visit to Jawans at the Badami Bagh cantonment. I think he's also seeing spots where Pakistan shells had fallen here.
Well, absolutely, Uday. After the successful Operation Sindoor was launched by the Indian Armed Forces in POK and Pakistan areas, the Raksha Mantri has arrived in Srinagar, and he also interacted with the security forces in Badami Bagh 16 Corps cantonment. He also praised the security forces who did the successful job while doing the Operation Sindoor in POK and Pakistan. Raksha Mantri has also said that whosoever will talk about the terrorism, he will face this action, and the security forces morale is really high, what we are witnessing. And he also said that Pakistan has done this before, and Pakistan will never understand. This is the only thing that Pakistan could understand. We have targeted the terror camps which are located in the POK areas, and hundreds of terrorists have been neutralized on that strike. He also praised the security forces who did the Operation Sindoor.
Okay. Stay with us. In fact, we're getting more news coming in this hour. Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi has visited forward locations of the Dagger Division of Chingakham and interacted with all ranks. Addressing the troops, he commended them for their actions towards dominating the line of control during Operation Sindoor. He also commended the role played by the troops in destruction of terror camps in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The Army Chief also emphasized the need for troops to remain ever prepared to respond to any challenge with decisive force in the prevailing situation. Ashik Mir continues to be with us. Ashik, Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi is at forward post today. He's also addressed the Jawans. What has he said?
Well, absolutely. Army Chief Upendra Dwivedi was accompanied by the Rajnath Singh, who is the Defence Minister of the country. He also visited the 16 Corps and interacted with the Jawans. After concluding his speech, he also visited the forward locations of line of control areas, including Baramulla, Uri LOC and Kupwara. These are the LOC areas which were affected due to the Pakistani shelling. And he also spoke to security officers in that visit. So far, the operations still are underway in J&K. There are many operations which are underway in North Kashmir as well as in South Kashmir. The morale of the security forces is really high in these areas. Also, what we are getting that the Upendra Dwivedi, which is the army chief, he has also visited the forward areas and he also has taken the stock of the situation.
All right, Ashik, stay with us. In fact, more breaking news now coming in. DG BSF Daljit Singh Chowdhary has laid a wreath at the Amar Prahari Memorial Paloura Camp in Jammu in remembrance of BSF Sub-Inspector Mohammed Imteyaz and BSF Constable Deepak Chingakham. The BSF personnel had lost their lives in the line of duty due to cross-border shelling from Pakistan in the wake of Operation Sindoor. Ashik Mir is joining us for more on this story. Ashik, the BSF DG is in Jammu and Kashmir today. He has paid his tributes there to the Jawans of the BSF who lost their lives during Operation Sindoor.
Well, absolutely. What we are getting reports that the BSF DG has arrived in Jammu, who is in a part of a wrestling ceremony of a BSF Jawan who was killed in the Pakistani firing after the successful operation which was launched by the Indian Armed Force in Pakistan. And after that, the Pakistan retaliated the heavy artillery shelling in which a BSF Jawan was killed. So far, the wrestling ceremony is underway. There are many high officials who have attended this wrestling ceremony in Jammu there.
All right. In fact, more breaking developments coming in this hour. Newsx has exclusively accessed images of the 3 terrorists neutralized in the Tral encounter. The ongoing operation in Tral is now over. 3 terrorists have been neutralized, namely Asif A. Sheikh, Ahmed Nazir Wani and Yavar A. Bhatt, all belonging to the terrorist group Jaish-e-Mohammed. So big news coming out of Tral. Ashik, 3 terrorists have been neutralized. The operation there is now reportedly over.
Well, absolutely, Uday. It's a big success for our security forces that 3 terrorists who were associated with the Jaish-e-Mohammed terror outfit have been neutralized. This info was received by the Jammu and Kashmir police in Tral that there are some suspected who are hiding in a house. Soon after receiving the input, the security forces rushed to the spot in Tral and the terrorists who were hiding has fired on security forces in which the encounter took place. So far, the 3 terrorists have been neutralized and their identity have been identified as Amir, Asif and Yavar. Both all 3 terrorists have recently joined the terror outfit. Among these, they have done many terror activities in Jammu and Kashmir. So far, it's a big success. In 24 hours, we have seen 2 encounters in which 6 terrorists have been killed. Yesterday, we have seen another encounter which was in Shopian, South Kashmir. There 3 terrorists were neutralized and all 6 terrorists who are local terrorists have been neutralized so far in the 2 different operations in Kashmir.
All right. More breaking news coming in now. In fact, before we go across to that news from Samba, Ashika, another quick question to you. This news from Tral, of course, now marks back-to-back success for the forces, back-to-back days, back-to-back encounters with terrorists neutralized, Ashik.
Well, absolutely. After the success in Operation Sindoor in POK and other parts of Pakistan, there were hundreds of terrorists who were neutralized in that operation. And this comes after the operations are still going underway in South Kashmir areas. We are seeing back-to-back encounters in Shopaya, in Tral. These are the areas which are nearby the Pahalgam. And so far, there are continuous
and the Kiral forest as well, Ashik.
Well, absolutely, Uday. It's nearby the Pahalgam, and still we have seen after the Pahalgam's deadliest attack in which 26 civilians' lives were lost. After that, the security forces are continuously monitoring these forest area and locating these terrorists. So far, 2 encounters has taken place in two days, and these are the different places, and also these are the places which are nearby the Pahalgam site. Uday.
All right. In fact, Ashik, stay with us. More breaking news coming in. The Special Operations Group of Jammu and Kashmir Police and Indian Army have launched a massive search operation in the forest area of Ratanpur in Samba district of J&K. 2 to 3 terrorists were reportedly spotted near the village. Security forces are trying to trace all the suspected terrorists, as this is an old traditional route of infiltration of terrorists. In fact, my colleague Ajay Jandial has filed a ground report on this big story.
Newsx has reached here at the ground zero where Jammu Kashmir Police and Special Operation Group of Jammu and Kashmir Police, they have launched massive searches in this area. You could see that Jammu Kashmir Police Jawan and SOG of Samba, they are continuously moving from this location and ensuring that every threat has to be neutralized, because this is the area where number of terrorists basically was spotted yesterday when a female she complained, shared this information with the police that some suspected terrorists were spotted in this area. They were seen, and that's why this operation has been launched. You can see that Jammu Kashmir Police Jawan, they are moving inside the forest area to ensure that every threat has to be neutralized, as every threat has to be ensured. So this is the location. This is the location where Jammu Kashmir Police is moving inside the forest area to ensure that every threat has to be neutralized. You can see that this is a thick forest area, and even this area was previously used by the terrorists to to hide themselves, to infiltrate to this side, and that is what exactly is happening over here. And SSG, we are not allowed from this point, because there are possibility that terrorists could be hiding in the forest area, and if they are there, then they could be a threat to the civilians, to us as well, and civilians' life as well. According to information, last late morning, day before yesterday, female have spotted these 2 to 3 terrorists, those who came to their home. Then they were demanding for the water, and then they left that location. So there are possibility that they could be the terrorists, and they are hiding in this area. So that's why massive operation has been launched over here, and we have seen that operation after Operation Sindoor. Prime Minister has clearly said that this Operation Sindoor will continue against the terrorism as well. So 5 terrorists have been neutralized by the security forces in last 2 days, and operation once again started here in Samba district forest area, where terrorists were spotted yesterday. So they are ensuring that every threat has to be foiled over here in Samba district. Ajay Jandial, Newsx, Jammu. सांबा के 16 गांव में पहुंचे हैं, जहां पर कुछ संदिग्ध आतंकी जो है वो देखे जाने के बाद सुरक्षा बलों ने एक सर्च ऑपरेशन शुरू किया है। मेरे साथ इस वक्त एक महिला हैं जिन्होंने उन आतंकियों को देखा था। ये बताइए कि क्या हुआ था, आप कहाँ थे, क्या हुआ?
मैं सर पे कुएं ऊपर ही पानी निकाल रही थी कुएं से। उन्होंने बोतल लेके इस साइड से आ गया। वो कौन बंदा? उसने मेरे को बोला था इसमें बोतल रखी ऊपर कुएं के ऊपर, बोला पानी डाल इसमें। मैंने उसको पानी डाल के दिया, तो फिर वो एक बार मैंने उसके चेहरे पे देखा, वो हम डर गए। फिर मैं है नहीं कोई भी था उस कुएं के ऊपर, कोई नहीं था दोपहर को। मैं बैठ गई, नीचे बैठ गई, फिर मेरे उठने की हिम्मत नहीं पड़ी। एक बार फिर दोबारा उठी, मैं उसको देखा जा कहाँ जा रहा है वो। किस तरफ गया फिर वो? जंगल जिस तरफ आया उस तरफ ही चले गया, जंगल की ओर। हाँ। पहले कभी उसको देखा था इधर ऐसा इंसान को? नहीं देखा मैंने। अच्छा।
तो फिर आपने क्या पुलिस को जानकारी दी इसकी?
नहीं, मैंने पुलिस को नहीं दिया। हमारे गांव का ही एक बंदा था, उसको बोला, मैंने उसको पूछा था, वो बोलता नहीं, वो हमारी पुलिस ढूंढ रही है उनको, आए हैं बंदे, हमारी पुलिस है, वो इधर ढूंढ रही है बंदे को। अच्छा कोई बात नहीं। फिर मैं बैठ गई नीचे, फिर मैं डर गई, मैं घबरा गई। फिर मैं आई, बाल्टी लेके घर पे आई पानी की। घर आके मेरा ऐसा ही हो रहा है, शरीर कम भी है।
ये बताइए कि क्या क्या उसने पहन रखा था, किस तरह का लिबास?
उसने पहन के रखा था आर्मी वाली वर्दी और पिट्ठू वाला बैग, एक पानी की बोतल खाली। तो मैंने पानी भर के दिया उसको।
हथियार था कोई उसके पास?
वो नहीं था,
पिट्ठू बैग था।
पिट्ठू बैग था, वैसे ये वजनदार था वो।
अच्छा
जी।
तो अभी पुलिस इधर आई है जो ढूंढ रही है?
हाँ, पुलिस आई थी कल, हमारे घर पे आए थे पूछने, मुझे बता क्या क्या बात है, आपने कहाँ देखा? मैंने बोला भाई ऐसे इधर देखा मैंने, इधर इस साइड में चले गया वो।
तो वो सर्च कर रहे हैं अभी?
हाँ।
अब तो ये महिला हैं जो इस गांव की, जिन्होंने उन संदिग्ध आतंकियों को देखा है। गांव के लोग बड़ी बहादुरी से इन चीज़ों को पुलिस को और सेना को बताते हैं ताकि किसी भी तरह से इस इलाके में कोई अनजान शख्स या आतंकी हो तो उसको ढूंढा जा सके, उसे मार गिराया जा सके। अब सुरक्षा बलों का एक बड़ा ऑपरेशन जो है वो जारी है ताकि इन आतंकियों तक पहुंचा जा सके। अजय जंडियाल, इंडिया न्यूज, जम्मू।
And we're getting more news now coming in this hour. The Supreme Court is all set to hear the case regarding the remarks made by Minister Kuwar Vijay Sha against Colonel Sofia Qureshi tomorrow, May the 16th. This comes after the Supreme Court rejected the plea to stay the FIR filed against Shah. The minister had requested an early hearing, claiming his statements were misunderstood and he had apologized, but the media overhyped the issue. Vijay Shah's lawyer argued that the High Court did not hear them before passing the order, and the minister has now challenged the High Court's order in the Supreme Court. Sambhav Sharma is joining us for more on this story. Sambhav, Vijay Shah's plea likely to be heard tomorrow by the Supreme Court?
Well, absolutely. The Supreme Court, while hearing this matter today, as the matter was mentioned before the Chief Justice of India, Justice B.R. Gavai, and Supreme Court declined to grant any stay on the FIR at this stage, and rather the court asked him to inform the High Court that the Supreme Court is now seized of the matter and the Supreme Court is to hear the matter tomorrow. And the Supreme Court said that we will hear the matter tomorrow, and you know who you are. This is what the remark was made by Justice B.R. Gavai when the matter was put before him, and that you know who you are and you know nothing will happen just because you are a minister. So these were the oral remarks made by Justice B.R. Gavai while putting the matter for further hearing tomorrow. Justice B.R. Gavai also said that, and this is very important to note here, what the Chief Justice of India, Justice B.R. Gavai said, a person holding such an office is expected to maintain such a decree, and every sentence uttered by a minister has to be with responsibility. This is what is the remark made by Justice B.R. Gavai while slating this matter for further hearing tomorrow. And also, the CJI-led bench refused an urgent stay on the FIR against BJP Minister Vijay Sha over alleged remarks against Colonel Sofia Qureshi.
All right, Sambhav, thank you for joining us with those details. Now, in some distressing news coming in from Pakistan, brother of prominent leader of the Pashtun Tahafos Movement, Manzoor Pashtun, has reportedly been abducted in Islamabad today. The Pashtun Tahafos Movement, which advocates for the rights of the Pashtun population in Pakistan, has taken to social media to state, and I quote, Ghazi Amanullah was abducted, tortured and taken to an unknown location. Till now, no court appearance, no legal justification. If this isn't enforced disappearances, what is? The state must be held accountable. PTM Central President Zubair Shah Agha has also spoken on the issue, stating that Amanatullah is still missing. And the question is, where is Ghazi Amanullah? This question continues to echo in Pakistan. So, of course, the big details coming in. Once again, enforced disappearances in Pakistan coming to light. And Pakistan, of course, clearly once again seeing this movement now for justice for Baluch people. And of course, okay, we're getting Brian Thomas in for more details now on this story. Brian, a prominent leader of the Pashtun Tahafos Movement, reportedly has been abducted in Islamabad today. This after, many others have also disappeared in a mysterious fashion.
Well, clearly, Uday, clearly this is not the first time something of that has happened in Islamabad itself. There has been a lot of missing people being missing, but no complaints have been registered clearly. Now, even now itself, Ghazi Amanullah, who is the brother of the Pashtun Tahafos Movement leader Manzoor Pashtun, was abducted today by an unidentified individual in Islamabad. Now, very importantly, earlier also he was subjected to severe torture, and then assailants also initially released him, only to return later, blindfolded him, and was also taken away, now has been again taken away. So this is not the first time where Ghazi Amanullah has been, abducted. He was, earlier also he was severely tortured, but now he still remains missing, but there is no information about his whereabouts itself. It has still been, unidentified, and as of now also, there has been neither no court appearance, no legal explanation, or even no official acknowledgement of his very detention itself there.
Brian, this is very disturbing news of the Pashtun community. Also, there are news coming in of disappearances of members of the Baluch community. What is happening in Pakistan?
Well, clearly, like I said, Uday, and like you even mentioned just a while now, this is nothing new that has been happening itself. This has been going on. You talk about the Baloch community, you talk about the Pashtun community, and even now Pashtun Tahafos Movement, that is the PTM, where this very man Ghazi Amanullah has been abducted. And again, this is not the first time he has been abducted itself. Earlier also he was abducted, he was severely tortured, and then he was returned back again by the unknown assailants. He even underwent severe torture, and again he has been abducted. And clearly another very important thing that I would like to highlight as well, the fact that when these these people get missing, but there has been no information that gets passed on. There is no legal court proceedings, no court appearance, no legal explanation, and even after these abductions that happened, this remains missing largely because of the fact that there has been no the official acknowledgement also of the detention itself for there.
All right. Appreciate you joining us, Brian, with those details. In other news now, India has extended a helping hand to Turkey with Operation Sindoor when it was faced with widespread devastation during the 2023 earthquake. But Turkey and Azerbaijan have chosen to back Pakistan, which sponsors and shields terrorists on its soil. Indians have now taken things in their own hands, leading the boycott Turkey and Azerbaijan movement on social media. There are over 21,000 posts on X urging the nation to unite against these countries who back Pakistan. But what would be the economic dent if Indians reject travel plans to Azerbaijan and Turkey? Well, we have done the math for you. Let's quickly show you what that would be, and of course how big a blow that would be for the economy of Azerbaijan and Turkey. So what is going to be the impact of the boycott Azerbaijan movement? Well, right now any average flight ticket to Azerbaijan of course costs 52,000 rupees. Roughly about 2,40,000 Indians travel every year to Azerbaijan. They have an average travel budget of about 5,000 rupees while they are there. Average hotel stay cost per night includes of course about 10,000 rupees there, and normally people go for about anywhere between 6 to 7 days. That's about an average trip. So if we total all of this, we add the flight ticket. Could we please go back to the slide, the first slide, so I can quickly give the total dent. If we add all of this together of course and take an average, the annual economic dent for the Azerbaijan economy could be about 3,768 crore rupees. Remember, that's the kind of economic impact that Azerbaijan could face as a result of a complete boycott of travel there. Huge. And then perhaps they would realize what it means to not back countries that are friendly to you and to back countries that are nothing but terror states. Now let's tell you about what about the impact of the boycott Turkey campaign. What can this be? Well, right now 1,15,000 is the average flight ticket cost to Turkey, and of course the Indians that travel there are about 3,30,000 in number. Average budget normally is about 8,000 rupees for the travelers there. The average trips normally last for about 7 days. The average hotel stay cost in Turkey for a night is about 15,000 rupees. We add all this up and average it out. How much is that? Well, a whopping 9,108 crore rupees impact that the Boycott Turkey campaign could give to their economy. 9,108 crore rupees if Indians come together and of course make this movement into a success. That is quite a big, staggering number. Well, joining us now for more details on this story is Asavri Jindal. Asavri, we're seeing this momentum on, of course, social media building up. The economic impact, though, of such a campaign could really be huge.
Right, absolutely, Uday. You know, we have been tracking all posts on social media platforms, X, Facebook, so on and so forth, and people are not shying away from telling the fact and expressing the fact that they are extremely unhappy with the stance that Turkey and Azerbaijan have chosen. And of course, you've very aptly put out the numbers on the screens. A dent of over 3,000 crores, 9,100 crores, that's of course huge. And again, many posts on social media with people saying that they don't want to go to Turkey, they don't want to go to Azerbaijan. They're in fact giving out more options on social media saying that instead of going to these two countries, might as well go to another place. So again, people have taken offense to the fact that Turkey and Azerbaijan chose to support Pakistan, where of course terror is shielded. We've of course seen 9 terror camps being completely destroyed, and again people have taken complete offense. They are very, very upset and angry, and they want to take a stance against again what Turkey and Azerbaijan has done. Over to you.
Gautam Mukherjee, senior journalist, is joining us for more on this story. Gautam, it's a huge campaign which has really gained a lot of traction on social media. About 21,000 posts already on X, multiple bookings cancelled already. The economic cost for these two countries could be huge, Gautam.
And deservedly so. They can't expect business from us while being our enemies. In fact, Erdogan went out of his way after the ceasefire to say all about his precious brother Shehbaz Khan, Shehbaz Sharif. So basically, as long as Erdogan is running Turkey and the strongman, whoever he is, I don't know his name, who's running Azerbaijan. In Azerbaijan, we are allied to Armenia. We are supplying armaments to Armenia. That may be the reason why Azerbaijan is against us. At least it's got a reason. As far as Turkey goes, we've been very nice to them, and this is how they repay us. That the public is offended is one thing. They're also running a number of our airports, including Delhi and Bombay, which are vital airports. They run the cargo and the sensitive areas, and we should terminate the contracts ASAP. Apart from the purchases of apples and marble, which are being cancelled by the respective associations, Indigo must peel back all its flights, and we have to lay off Turkey altogether until Erdogan is no longer the head man. Uday.
All right. Appreciate you joining us, Gautam, with your perspective on that story. On that note, we're taking a very short break. Asavri, thanks to you as well for joining us earlier.